Good morning. It's Friday, December 11th. I'm Jason Stanton. I serve First Lutheran in Onalaska as senior pastor, and this is my morning musing for today. Yesterday, Thursday, I was on a Zoom call, big surprise, with some colleagues in the Synod, and about halfway into the conversation, I said, "Oh, I got my morning musing for tomorrow morning. Thank you." We have every Thursday afternoon we get together for a conversation when we can, and we were talking about attendance and how do we determine if we're increasing or decreasing as far as the amount that we're able to connect with people, the engagement people are offering. Basically, how do we continue being church in this context? And we've been asking that question for 9 months now, of course. Well, my whole career, I've been asking that question, but especially now as we try to figure out all these new systems and new ways to evaluate and do things. And we got to a point where it was clear that not only are we tired of asking this question of how do we do this in this context, wishing we could come up with, better, more dynamic answers, but it turned into a time of lament. And I don't mean woe is me, wah, 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 but just a lament that had a refrain of, we miss you. You need to know, pastors miss their people right now. I've got a friend in Virginia, a really close friend in Colorado, and the three of us and our wives, we talk on a Zoom call every week as well. And I mean, it doesn't matter where churches are or how big or anything. We pastors miss you a lot. None of us, accepted our call to ministry ever imagining that we would not be able to sit at bedsides with members who are dying, that we would not be able to offer in-person words of encouragement or sympathy to those who have lost a parent or a sibling, that we wouldn't be able to teach or preach in person for months at a time, that we wouldn't be able to lead worship in person. We miss you. As I've been thinking about the things I miss, monthly meetings? Did I ever think that I would miss that monthly finance or stewardship or vision leadership or personnel meeting? But I miss those monthly touchstones with humans, those humans. To say, yeah, how's your spouse? How are your kids? Oh yeah, I remember last month when we were talking about that your child got a new job out there, and how's that going? And those conversations don't happen in quite the same way over Zoom. Confirmation, when I think of what Wednesday evenings feel like at First Lutheran, it's not just the noise and the energy, it's the connection I get to make with young people as they're in such a unique part of their lives, discovering oftentimes God's grace. And it's not that can't happen through a Zoom lesson, but it certainly isn't as vibrant and obvious to be able to share those stories online as it is in person. The special events we would offer at first, maybe we'd host the Nordic choir from Luther College, or maybe it was a Faith Alive U when I got to see people coming in the door who I knew were stretching their sense of self as they were choosing to learn something new or think about something different. I miss those moments of seeing people stretched, hearing their questions, having conversations where two people talk kind of at the same time without the connection disrupting, like Zoom does. Sundays, the pace, the hundreds of little conversations I'd get to have each week, the preparations made for a Sunday, and then the cleanup after. It's something I miss deeply. Parking lot conversations, owls meetings once a month, and then of course all the unexpected moments that happen when humans are together. Ministry happens unexpectedly in surprise moments, and those surprises are just far fewer when I'm in my house and everybody else is in theirs. On Wednesday night, I preached a sermon for our midweek worship service, and it was rooted in a reading from Joel, a reading that would be very familiar, I think, to most everybody, but it's a reading basically saying that we are welcome, God's people are welcome to lament, because God is not only able to hear us, but willing to take our broken hearts and heal them. So, I admit, I miss you. I miss church as I knew it. And I know it'll never quite be the same again, but I do look forward, really deeply look forward to the time when we can be back together. Keep faith alive.